20 years. I have director, screenwriter Ryan Fleck. I got the producer, screenwriter, editor Anna Boden. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
We talk about the film Half Nelson, 20-year anniversary, the digital restoration of the movie with Ryan Gosling in it. Some great actors, actress Sharika Epps, Anthony Mackie. This is 20 years ago, 96, I believe. Did I get that right? Right? Or 2006,
2006. Yeah.
2006. And it's such a thought-provoking film. Looking back 20 years later, right? We're looking back. What was the emotional intention behind Half Nelson that you're most proud of preserving? Like even as the audiences and the culture has changed.
Hmm, that's a good question. So good that I don't have like a go-to answer. It's like I I think, I have here's the thing. Anna has been part of the restoration in New York with our DP Andre, and so she's been watching the movie. I haven't seen it in probably 15 plus years.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to see it again at Sundance and see what the sort of emotional resonance for me is. But like 20 years ago, I think that we were just exploring a very unusual friendship, that's kind of complicated and messy and weird and probably shouldn't be a friendship between a student and a teacher like that. Like, I'm a little nervous about how the tw 20 years later I'm going to feel about some of those scenes. Be like, what was I thinking? What were we thinking when we were in our 20s making this movie? Uh, so I'm looking forward to seeing it again at Sundance and being able to answer that question better, but maybe Anna can do it better than I can.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we were making the movie, it was definitely about like we were thinking about making it this character who really wanted to do something good in the world, but like didn't know where to start and was like fumbling and just didn't kind of know what to do. And that felt like a familiar feeling, not just amongst us, but like with people our age during that time in the wake of like, you know, September 11th and then the invasion of Iraq and all of that and like people kind of like having this energy but like not being a generation of people who had ever stood up and done anything before and like didn't quite know what to do with that energy. And I feel like that is kind of what that character was going through. And I imagine there's a little bit of a cyclical nature around, um, people having to figure out how to respond politically, people who haven't really gathered as a group before and trying to fit young people and trying to figure out how to respond politically when they haven't done so before. And maybe that resonates now. I'm not sure it will, but we'll see.
Right. Right. Ryan, your direction leans heavily, and this is why I see heavily into intimacy and restraint, right? And the conscious, how conscious were you of latent silence and discomfort due to storytelling rather than the explosion?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question too. So we had made a short film. We were able to like sort of workshop and experiment with a short film version of Half Nelson a few years earlier called Gowanus Brooklyn. And it's even though it was a short film, there were a few scenes that had more dialogue than we ended up using in the feature. So like the scene where the girl discovers him in the bathroom getting high on crack. There was like a little short, there was an exchange of dialogue between them, right? And we even kept, so that was in the short film. And even in the feature, those some of those lines were still there. But when we got into that scene, Ryan Gosling really just wanted to strip it away and make it more physical and more about the silences and the looks between them. And it was really powerful to strip out the words. And so I think in working with somebody like him, the collaboration, we always knew we were going to be making sort of a contemplative quiet movie that was emotionally quiet. But I think the collaboration of working with these people, the actors, and with Anna and was, I think, influenced us even on the set, stripping away. Wherever we didn't need people talking about what was going on, we would lose the line. So, um, yeah, it was a learning experience. I think it evolved as we made it.
Nice. I'm here with Ryan Fleck and the Boden of the movie Half Nelson 20-year anniversary. And a question for you as a producer. What were the biggest risks that you can remember taking on this project? And did you realize at the time how unconventional the film was for the marketplace?
Um, you know, we were so young when we made this. Instead of like looking back and thinking like, whoa, this is 20 years ago, I'm so old, I'd like to think like, oh, we were so young when we made
Right,
it.
right, right, right.
So I think that there was a certain amount of like naivete that for all of us it was, I think like 25 was like the median age of like everybody who worked on the film. So, most of us were just uh really believed in it and no, we didn't think that it was going to be a big blockbuster. Like we didn't think it was super mainstream, but I do think that we knew when we were on set with Ryan Gosling and saw what he was doing and saw what Anthony Mackie was bringing to it, and really saw what Sharika Epps like was bringing to it, like with her pathos, um, that something special, that like we were making something special, and that people, and we believed that people would see it, that there would be an audience, even if it was like more of an art house audience.
I think one of the dope part about this film is you have a young Ryan Gosling moving to this dramatic, moved. He had Anthony Mackie in there. Like how was that casting for that? Like how was okay, Ryan Gosling agreed to do this or got Anthony Mackie playing such a pivotal role in this movie? How was that casting?
We did the Sundance Lab with our short film, and so
Mhm.
coming out of that, where we kind of workshopped our feature and got feedback on it, what Sundance was helpful in hooking us up with the casting director, Edie Belasco. And so she has relationships with different actors and their managers and agents. And she got the script to his people, and they were like, "We think Ryan might like this." And so that's how it went. And the next thing
Wow.
you know, he read it, he liked it. We knew his work, but honestly, it was written for somebody in their mid 30s, like early 30s, mid 30s. And I don't know why. It just seemed like he was an older, slightly older character. And Ryan was 24 at the time. And so we were like, "Oh man, is he too young to do this?" But we met with him in New York. We met him, and he had grown some facial hair. I don't know if it was for the meeting or just how he was looking back then. But we were like, okay, he doesn't look like he's 24. He looks like a little older, but also like maybe it's not a big deal. He's just a young teacher like that. There are young in
Right.
like school teachers just starting and who are idealistic, and that all makes sense for the character. So yeah, we just decided we hit it off and we ran with it. And then we got the script to obviously we'd known Sharika from the short film, so she was back on board and then Anthony as well and we were off to the races.
When we talk about independent filmmaking, right, it has, I mean, 20 years had drastically changed, right? 20 years later, if you were making Half Nelson now, right, what would it be easier? Would it be harder? Like, how would that dynamic look today, making that film?
Um, I mean, I think everything's harder now in film. I think it's just gotten continually constricted in a way. I mean, we could make it, I think it would be harder to make at the budget that we made it, even though we made it for under $1 million.
Mhm.
I think that it would probably be even more low budget, shot on digital, you know. Ryan Gosling obviously wasn't Ryan Gosling we
Right, right.
know back then, but so it would be finding somebody, um, you know, a little bit. recognizable for the role. It just feels like the whole film business is just a little bit more contracted, and so it'd be harder to like get something like this off the ground on film. But we could do it, shoot it in 18 days instead of 23.
Right, right. I've seen people shoot movies in 3 days. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're doing it. They getting it done. So, like, okay, I got 5 minutes left. Let's get off subject. Like, what are you guys doing now? 20 years later, you here, still in the industry. I see Freaky Tales behind you. So I seen that film and everything. Like, what are you guys doing today? And you look at your younger self. What would you tell that younger self, that young person back then?
Yeah, you start, Anna. Oh, you don't have an answer. You look like you were like, oh, I know exactly what I want to say.
No, no, I was wondering what you were going to say.
Yeah, I mean, Freaky Tales is funny you mentioned that. That's a movie that I've been dreaming about since I was a little kid, right? And so that being able to make that movie was a dream come true, and it's not for everybody. I realized, I thought it was, but
No, it was a great movie. Listen, it was a phenomenal
it's a
movie.
fun movie, and I think people who get it love it. People who don't move on. But
Yes.
it was fun, and I got that feeling like I was able to get that movie out of me. I'm not going to relax. I'm not going to say I'm done making movies, but I just feel like, okay, now I can like focus on other aspects of my filmmaking mind because I made Fairy Tales. So we're working on a book adaptation right now. It's called Atmosphere. Hopefully we get to make that this year at some point. And if I was looking back, I would say to say to myself, don't worry, you're going to get Freaky Tales made someday. Don't don't worry
I
about
love
it.
it. I love it. I love it. What about you, Anna?
Um, Man, I guess I would just I'd just say I'd just think like I don't know. What would I tell my future self? I'd be like enjoy all the things. Like enjoy it more. Like really like look around you, like celebrate all the things like with the people who you made the movie with. Celebrate every time the movie comes out and all the festivals and like get excited when you meet, some uh actor who you had a crush on when you were 12 years old and like
Keanu Reeves.
remember like what?
I was like, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. Um, and like, keep the youthful joy and like, just remind yourself that literally you are like living um your dream that you wanted since you were a kid and even when it gets hard and even when it's not everything isn't received exactly how you would have imagined in your like best dreams. It's like um, you are still like you get to do this and like enjoy all of it. I guess that's what I would tell myself.
I
Don't get so
love it.
stressed out.
I appreciate you guys so much. Such a wonderful film. Freaky Tales was a great film. I am DJ Chris Styles out of Cleveland, Ohio, and I appreciate you taking your time and answering some questions for me.
Of course.
Thank
Thank you. Nice chatting with
you.
you.
Thank you guys. Have a good one. Enjoy. Sorry, I'm gonna miss you guys. The premiere of the new one because I will not be in town because it's late in the week. But
It
listen,
is.
I'll make sure I put this out. You guys review it. Also, Freaky Tales too.
Thank you.
To put that
Appreciate it.
out there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.